Hello, my beautiful class. I am really excited to share today. I'm doing a video cast because the weather today was a little bit too intense to actually be out there driving. So we are going to do class this way. Today we're actually going to be talking about pricing your worth. So this isn't just only in your own personal life, but a lot of this has to do with business. And most of you out there, that's really your focus right now, is really trying to build your clientele, pricing your worth, moving to that next level of abundance, and walking out of those areas in your life that just keep you blocked, all right? And we've been working a lot on that these last few weeks. This is actually week 5. We have one more week, and then that will close this session, all right? And then from there, we're going to be moving on to another 6-week session that we're going to be doing a night course, okay? So today what I want to talk about is really just getting ready to step into your power. And then at the end of this session, I'm going to go ahead and just recap last week's. But I really want to get this in right now. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to call me, text me, message me. You can even put it on the board, our Divinely Inspired Action Class board that we have, group that we have on Facebook. Feel free to interact on that as well. That's been a really powerful source to be able to get the word out of what I've been trying to teach and focus on. And I really just appreciate each of you and your participation in this. And I also just wanted to remind you all that you're doing a great job with your vision boards and with your I ams, keeping up with all of this. It is a lot. Now, this is definitely a 6-week intensive, all right? And I also want to encourage you as well, too. If you can seek out someone who does meditation classes, Tina does meditation at her home, and there's several other people in the area. And so I really just encourage you to seek someone out. That really is powerful in quieting the mind. And all of this racing that we have going on in our mind is just a great way just to silence it and just practice the quietness of it as we get rid of all of the thoughts and patterns that no longer serve us, and to be able to find a place of quietness and then fill those with our dreams and our desires, and also just moving forward in our purpose and our divine inspiration, and taking our days of making them very full of life and very abundant, but doing it effortlessly. Okay. So today I am ready to step into my power. All right, we're taking this to another level. This is week 5. You guys are ready. We really built quite the platform. These last 5 weeks, we've really built quite the foundation for where we're going this week. Okay. And I know that because I was sharing this same concept with someone just last night who's very new to this whole process. And I could tell that it was very overwhelming. So I'm really thankful that you all have really hung in there these last weeks and really have made a conscious effort every day to really focus on your purpose, your dreams, your desires, and moving forward into a place of fullness and abundance. Okay, so there has been a radical shift in my being that I'm sure most of you all see. And that's why I really love Facebook, because I'm able to put it out there. Those of you that I talk to pretty regularly pretty much know my story. But it is amazing when you walk into a place of your own power, how that energy, other people can feel that energy. And the more you walk in your own authenticity and your own vulnerability, people can feel it. And it's really a magnificent, magical, effortless place to be. And I know I constantly talk about that because a lot of times we're told that life is supposed to be, hard. It's just a hard life. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's all in our minds. And that is why I'm so excited about today, is because we've talked about our minds. We've talked about living a life that is easy, fun, and real. And I've already heard testimony after testimony with so many of you on just these brightnesses and these things that are just happening in your life that are just like, whoa, like this happened or that happened. And it's just amazing to see it unfold. Um, the whole reason I have put this together is because I have such a passion to teach and create leaders who really want to make a positive impact in this world. And I have been in so many different groups, if you want to say, or religions or schoolings, that the focus is not on your power, all right, your purpose, okay? And that is what my focus is here. I want to teach leaders and teachers to just really impart their power and their purpose. And what holds us back from being a leader is really just that feeling of I'm just not adequate. And it's amazing because on the outside we could look really like we have it together, and people are like, what, you feel inadequate? Why would you feel inadequate? But we all have our own insecurities, and until we come to that place of saying, you know what, I have this, I am made for a purpose, and my heart is to bless those who are out there, to be a light in a place where there could be darkness, and that is my passion and that is my purpose. So as we do that, we are going to overcome inadequacy. Our focus is to overcome doubt. Okay, we can be that person. All right, that is why it's really important to become clear with our vision boards. That's why it's really important to focus on our I ams. That's why it's really important to journal and work in our gratitude journals, work in our wins, writing down our wins every day, making a conscious effort to even be an encouragement and a light to those who are around us. That's why this past week we handed out that flyer that you all see on there, take what you can or take what you need. Because how can we receive if we can't even give? Okay? And it's a flow. A give and receive is a flow. And sometimes we think we have to do these really strong, like go to Africa and, do these intense missions or give millions to certain organizations, when really it's just a spirit. We are spirit, and people can sense that. And even just staying divinely in tuned and waking up that morning and be like, I really feel like I need to send this person a text and encourage them during the day. Or I really feel like I need to send this note or this thank you card for whatever reason, because you're so in tune with yourself. That is what the give and take is all about. That is what the flow is all about. All right. And you can't accept to receive if you're not giving. And another thing that's really important, and we talked a lot about giving last week, is it's actually harder to receive than to actually give. People don't realize that because we live in a society where there's so much greed and, give me, give me, give me. But honestly, if you are on this video cast right now, you are of that person that says, you know what, if I could give all of my services for free and still be able to feed my family and put a roof over our head, I would do that. Okay, you are that person. You are purpose-driven. You have a heart for others. So yeah, but the reality is there is enough out there. There is enough out there. And so as you move forward in your call and in your purpose, you can do it abundantly. And today we're actually going to be talking about not just, overcoming those blocks that we've been talking about the last few weeks, but also to be able to share your story, all right, in your business, and not necessarily sell it, okay? There's a different energy when you're so passionate about what you do that you just share it. I mean, you're just out and about and it just comes out, all right? And people feel your passion. They feel your energy, okay? And when you go ahead and you share instead of putting out this energy of sell, people are drawn to you, okay? Now, when you put out this energy of sell, like I have to sell this because I need this money, like to feed my family, and there's this anxious way about it, and this like, I've got to sell. You know what I'm talking about because you've been around people who carry that. And we have ourselves. I mean, we've been through that process too. There's kind of like a little bit of a resistance. It's like you don't feel good and you can tell that other person just isn't, they're like, So going through this week, one of the homeworks that we have going on, actually it's the only homework because I really feel like it's really that powerful. All right. That we are going to walk in a place of not selling our story, selling what we have, okay, but we're going to be sharing, all right? And I just want you to take time this week to really feel that because it is an energy, all right? And that brings, when you share it, what it does is it's literally, you're just sharing it because you believe in it. And there's this passion of, I want to help you that comes out. All right. It's not this drive of, I need you. I need your money. I need your money. That's what selling does. Okay. But sharing is saying, I have something for you. All right. And it's important for me to share this information to you. Now, whether they receive it or not, that's up to them. Okay, but just when you walk in that place, you become divinely inspired to even go out there and share it. It just comes natural. All right. So as we move forward in this, okay, a lot of times another doubt that comes in that holds us back from being a leader is other people have done it. Okay, other people have done it. Other people have said it. A lot of stuff I've done. I mean, yes, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can just outwitting the devil. Okay. All of the stuff that we hear of Jack Canfield, Abraham Hicks. It's an endless list of people. Okay. But no one can share the story like you can. Okay. There is only one of you. And there's enough. There are 6 billion people on the face of the earth, all right? No one can share what needs to be said like you can. So no, nothing is new about what we're doing, but what's new is the people that are going to be drawn to you in the way that you convey and what you have to offer and what service you have. Whether it's art, real estate, construction, law, it all over the board. It doesn't matter. What you have to offer is what makes it different and what makes it unique and what makes it special and what makes it powerful. Now, I say that because that is why it's so important for you to walk in your own authentic self. Get rid of all pride, all fear. Really, people want you. They want you. They want your story. And that is where trust is. And that's why they want to work with you. That's why they want to purchase from you. That's why they want to be around you, is because they believe in your authenticness. And that is what draws them to you. Another one is financially. Sometimes we feel a little nervous to take that risk because we think financially we're not even there yet. Or, what if I do this and everything else goes south and I lose my home? That's a legitimate understanding, and that's why it's important as we weave in and out of different circumstances or different jobs that we don't do something rash, but we take it in strides, but we always stay focused and we never lose our vision. All right? We never lose our vision. And we feel it, we keep it alive, we talk about it, we believe in it, and we move forward in it. All right, another one, okay, comparison. Okay, because we're like, wait, I've seen other people do this. Like, who am I to be doing that? And then look at the way they do it. I mean, they are rock awesome. I mean, they're so rock awesome, I could listen to them 24/7. But you have to understand that if you're really going to move forward in this, then you have to find a self-love and know that you have a greater purpose. And what's going to drive you is that simpleness of knowing that what you have to share is so important. Like, you have a voice and a purpose. And that is why you cannot compare yourself to others. Of course, watch them and, emulate their integrity and who they are as people, yes. But don't grab a hold of their words and don't start like dressing like them, being like them. It's easy. I mean, I have some of my favorites that I just really adore, and sometimes I find myself kind of walking a little bit more in who they are than I am, because there's some people that I just read about so much or watch so much or listen to so much, and I'm like, whoa, okay. Sometimes we just have to take a step back and be like, okay, I love what they have to share, but I have to hone into Gailyn's words, Gailyn's style, Gailyn's way of verbalizing what she needs to those who are drawn to her. All right, we're not meant to be everything to everyone, and that's really important. What you have to share and give is to those who are drawn to what you have to share and give. All right, and it's appreciation. It's an appreciation that goes both ways. Like, I appreciate you all appreciate me. It's like this even give and take. And that's what I love about this process, is that when you really learn and understand that concept, then you can just walk in a place of boldness and complete unconditional love when people come at you, because of course when you're on the forefront of anything, you're going to have people who are going to say things that aren't super positive, and you just blind yourself from it. And it's okay, because you don't even see it. You're so focused on the purpose that you have and those that you are really, really drawn to. Okay. And our ego, that's pretty huge, to put the ego aside and be like, okay, I may not have it all together, and I'm standing here as a leader, and I am standing here in a place of sharing my heart because I want to see you walk in a greater place of purpose, okay? That you kind of have to put your ego aside a little bit to walk in that place, especially because people can sense pride, all right? And if you walk in any kind of egotism, people are going to be like, not so much. I think I'll go over to and embrace this person's teachings who walks in a little bit more humility, because this is not a character trait that I'm drawn to. So really just putting our ego aside and really at the core of ourselves, just saying, you know what, I'm here because I have a greater purpose, all right? And knowing that and feeling the love for everyone, all right? Okay. Being in the mindset of serving is really important. Being in the mindset of serving. And when you serve, the greatest gift you can do is serve. Okay. So that is, no matter what kind of business you're in, it's all about serving your client, and giving and serving. It's not just about taking. And when you can walk in that place of serving and just really having this love, they say the greatest gift you can actually do is serve someone. And I 100% believe that. And when you walk in a place of serving others, God and the universe, law of attraction, you just cannot get away. You can't even run away or hide under a rock from just receiving. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful. And so when you're really in that place, I just encourage you just to get rid of all those fears and all those worries, because it will flow. The abundance flows when you walk in a place of just walking in purpose and serving those who are around you and just really having a heart for others. All right. Having a mindset that it's not about you, which we've talked about, and then also knowing that you have a greater purpose in this world. All right. And that's why it's really important to be clear with our vision boards and with our I ams, because it's very easy to walk in that place of just finding why am I here? Why am I even here? And, we've all been there. We've all been in that place. And a lot of times people say to me who have never met me, like, were you just born happy? I do get that. Like, people are like, I think you were just born that way. No. It was really important for me to live in a place of joy. And I have gone through extreme challenges and heartaches through my life. But because I have always just felt like I have a greater purpose on this earth, it's really propelled me to and motivated me to move forward. Now, I did go through about 4 years of complete darkness, but walking through that place and just being in a place of healing and quietness really brought me to where I am now. And so that is what I want to impart in you. You don't have to be perfect or have a perfect past. Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And that your past has created who you are now. And you are more powerful because you have walked through that. All right. So it's really important to know that to hold on to any shame, no matter how dark or deep something may have been that has gone in your life, that does not hold you back from your great purpose. All right. Or moving forward. And a lot of times we feel like, well, who am I? Look what's happened. Even things that people don't even know about, that we know about, that sometimes can come up and say, people don't even know about this. If they knew, they wouldn't want to do business with me. If they knew, they wouldn't look at me as a leader. Let me tell you something, that is not true. All right. That is a limited belief. People want to be with people who are real. And let me tell you something. Every single one of us have made mistakes. Every one of us has walked through a place of darkness. Every one of us have been in a place where, finances haven't been where they should be, or a love in our life completely broke our heart, or we've made a decision that, we look back on and was like, that wasn't super bright. So to embrace that and know that people really want to do business with people who are real. Now, no, we don't have to necessarily share our story with everyone, but people can feel our authentic nature. And when you are honest, people want to be with you. They want to be around you. They want to hear your story. And it also brings them to a place of being able to trust you. All right. Moving on. It's important that we are honest where we are in our blocks. And we did a really great job last week naming them, burning them, overcoming them. You guys are rock stars. Really, really proud of you. And that is huge. Okay, some people go through their whole life and they don't name their blocks. All right, believe if we want to see it. Believe it. This is really important. Okay, Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about this all the time. If we want it, we have to see it. I 100% believe this. How can we achieve something if we can't even see it in our mind's eye, And that is why it's very important for us to really focus on our vision boards and our mind movies and our I ams. Because if you cannot see it, you're just saying, I want to do this or I want to do that. If you're just verbalizing it and you're not seeing it in your mind's eye, shutting your eyes and actually seeing you at that place, achieving your dreams, you cannot be there. You could just simply, it's like you just cannot ever achieve it. And so when people are like, I can't believe I haven't achieved my dreams. Well, because babe, you haven't actually seen it. You really haven't. Yes, you may have verbalized it. This is what I want. But you don't see yourself actually there. You don't see yourself actually talking to your customers, your customer base. And that is so deeply important, to be able to see your clients, to be able to see them and you interacting with them. All right? Very, very important. Very important. Keeping it real. We talk about that all the time, walking in a place of vulnerability and keeping it real, dead honest. And all the world wants is authentic truth. That is all the world wants is authentic truth. And they don't want a facade. It's very, very easy to do, especially if you're at a place of starting a new business or wanting to grow your business. Fake it till you make it. Clear that from your brain. That is the biggest fallacy ever. People want authenticity, all right? And they want you to walk in a place of just being real. They can sense it. They can sense authenticity and honesty. And as we understand that we are spirit and that is what people are looking for, they are drawn to us, all right? And that's why it's very, very important just to be who you are, all right? You don't have to overshare about some dark things that you're going through, but people can sense and people can see who you are, and they are drawn to you. They are just simply drawn to your authenticity, and it is the most beautiful, gorgeous, magnificent, effortless, easy, and fun place to be. All right. So let's do more of that. All right. And let your personality come through. No matter what you're doing or what you're selling or what you're sharing about, let your own personality come through. If you're a goofball, let that flow. If you're a quiet person, don't try to be someone else. Just be that quiet and gentle spirit, If you're out there and you kind of like fly around on the rafters, that's who you are. Don't hold it in. You know what I mean? Be who you are, okay? Embrace your personality and love it. Love yourself. Okay. The more that comes through, the truth comes forward. So it's just the more you walk into your own authentic being, you let your personality just be there, the more authentic you are, the more people are going to be drawn to that, all right? And just keep in mind, you're not trying to draw everybody. You're trying to draw those that need what you have, all right? Okay, and the more connected you are with yourself, the more comfortable you feel about yourself, the more authentic you are. That is why the mirror work is very important, okay, my loves, my beautifuls. That is why the mirror work is very important, because it causes you to become more connected with yourself. And how can you say, okay, I want all this business, I want people to feel me and feel my services and know that I'm there for them and I have a purpose? How can you convey that, all right, if you are not connected to your own personal self? You can't give what you don't have. You simply cannot give what you don't have, all right? So grab a hold of that mirror, all right? Even if it's for 5 minutes. I suggest 15 minutes a day, but if you can only do 5 minutes, I'm with you, all right? We have to start someplace. There's a lot of love here, all right? Time is on our side. Okay, and just knowing that people want to hear your message, all right? And so who are we to hold back our purpose and how God made us, okay? We are here to share, and you have a message, and you have a message that's very powerful. It's a message that could change lives, all right? And that brings brightness to people, and it brings positiveness into their life, all right? So I'm really excited that you are on this video cast with me, because I really feel like there are you out there that are listening to this, and it's really resonating with your spirit, and you're like, I get it. I'm glad there was a snowstorm so that I can just sit here and listen to what Gailyn's trying to impart, all right? This did not come overnight to me. This is a journey, but let me tell you, it wasn't a long journey. It's like a couple months journey, all right? So things can change and turn around, and it doesn't have to take years, all right? Your mindset, I will tell you this, your mindset can change overnight. So anyone who tells you your mindset can't change overnight, that's a fallacy. That is not true, all right? Once you overcome these fears and you have a place in your heart that really wants to embrace all that this life has for you, it can change. And hold on to that and believe in that and surround yourself with people with the same mindset. I can't tell you how much I love you guys. Okay. All right. Make your own work, no matter what you do, all right? It's really important for you. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will, all right? Bottom line, you got to believe in yourself, in your dreams. All right. Period. All right. Be careful of other people's style. We talked about a lot about that. Really, you have to come into your own style and your own authenticity and how you are going to share your story with others. So really, if no matter what you're doing, if you feel like your style is becoming carbon copy of someone else's, really, I encourage you to take a break, because this world is looking for you, not two of the same person. They are looking for you, and they need you. All right. This is good stuff. All right. So it's important to continue to move forward in your authentic state. That's why sharing your story, your style. All right. Some people like to sell online. Some people are really into the media. Others just don't have a connection to online, the whole online world. They just don't. But they enjoy going to meetings. All right. There's a fabulous meeting going on Friday. And Steve Melia is heading that one. And that's a great way to get out there and go to these meetings and meet other people and share what you do, share your story. Don't sell your story, share your story. And that's an excellent way to do it as well. Other people, they like to just go to coffee houses. They like to go door to door. Everybody has their style. And that's why this is supposed to be an easy, fun, and real process. There is not one way to market what you're doing. There's not one way to get your word out. All right. There are loads and loads and loads of different ways. And if one thing just doesn't work for you, you're just not feeling it, it's going to come out. People are going to sense it. All right. So that's why it's important to do it your way. All right. There's certain ways I prefer to share my story, but and that's how I do it. But there have been times where I've been like, okay, well, society says I should do it this way, or my friend told me I should do it this way, and I try it, and let me tell you, it's miserable. It's a crash and burn, and I'm like, do we really have to do this? There's like nothing fun about it. Okay. So that's why when you go out there and you share your story, and being divinely inspired in whatever you're doing, okay, do it your way. You know, we just had Valentine's Day, for example. Everyone shared it in their own way. Some people gave flowers, some people gave kisses, some people went out to eat, other people went dancing, other people, sent emails, some people wrote their own personal cards, some people made gifts. I mean, some people whispered sweet nothings. I mean, there's no one way. That's what I'm trying to say. Do what you feel comfortable with, and that will authentically move forward in your business and in your love life. Okay. As we're moving forward, this is really important. Don't ever apologize for who you are and for your story and for what you do. Okay. Trust me, I have just walked in a place where I was not received in what I do. And, but you know what? I love the person regardless. I said, I am going to love you regardless. And a couple weeks later, the person came around. And now we have a relationship that's very, very strong, very strong. Don't apologize. Don't. What you're doing is powerful, and some people aren't going to understand it, and it's okay. Love them anyway. Do not fall in a place of anger or bitterness or passive aggressiveness towards them. Don't. Love them anyway. Pray for them. Speak truth over them. They will come around, and if they don't, it is okay. It's okay. Let it go. We're not here to control others. We're here for a purpose. All right. You are committed to your great work, and that is why you're here. That is why you have been listening for 35 minutes of me going on about this amazing content, is because you're here for a great cause. and you have a purpose, and you are in the process of walking through that. And I am just crazy excited for you. Crazy excited. Okay. In the world needs what you have to give. The world needs. All right. So as we're moving forward, it's important to stay grounded in your work. Continue to educate yourself on what you're doing as you're walking in a place of excellence, not perfectionism. You know, I encourage you, continue to grow and become a master at what you do. And the more you grow in your purpose, the more you grow in your style of work, the more you share your story, the more you start feeding yourself and becoming better and more acute at what you're doing, the more flows to you, the more abundance flows to you, the more the world opens up to you, the universe opens up to you, and the flow just continues. Now, it doesn't happen overnight because that's not how it's supposed to happen. Being grateful for where you are, taking step by step by step, all right? But knowing that it can, the more you put into it, the more rapidly it moves. And I know you all are passionate about what you do, all right? You are a passionate group, and I am grateful for that. Okay, and also, too, as we have talked about, you know, in the beginning, that it's definitely better to give than to receive. And that is why last week we talked all about giving. But it's important to receive, and that is why a lot of people have a hard time receiving. But this week, I am going to put a challenge to you all of making an effort to receive. When someone says, I love you, in your unconscious mind, I want you to say, I love you, all right? When someone says, I love you, I want you to feel the love and receive it. Just receive it. Someone gives you a hug, receive it. Someone pays you for a job well done, receive it. I want you to receive the love. And not only receive it, but say to yourself, I appreciate you because you appreciate me, all right? We don't need to overcompensate. All right, we need to just be in that place of being like, what I have is value, and I don't need to overly give. I don't need this to be imbalanced. I'm glad that you appreciate what I have to offer, and I'm grateful to assist you and serve you and love you and be there for you and give you the services that I have to offer, okay? But at the same time, I receive from you. Thank you for that paycheck. Thank you for that love. Thank you for honor and respecting me. All right. And the more that happens, the more people respect you. All right. The greater the word gets out. And then the greater and more prosperous and more abundant you become. All right. It's beautiful. It's not walking in a place of pride or ego. It's simply saying, this is my authentic self. It's my duty to serve, and here I am. All right. So we are going to go ahead and close, my little loved ones. All right. I'm going to try to keep this within a little bit of, in like a 45-minute time period. Okay. Our homework this week is to write your story. So it's really, really, really important to me that you all go ahead and write it down in your journal. I want you to write your story about where you're going in your life with your purpose. But what I'm trying to say is what your story is when you go out and share what you're trying to sell. Okay? Because this is all about your purpose and the purpose that you have in this world. And so as you go out and share your story and not sell your story, I want it to become such a part of you that it just naturally comes up in conversation and people want to know more about it. And next thing you know, they're buying your product. They're grabbing a hold of your services. They want to be a part of it, okay? Because it's something that you believe in, because you've been standing in the mirror, getting in touch with your authentic self, all right? So after you write your story, I want you to get in front of that mirror and I want you to talk to you, all right? And tell yourself that story and embrace it and love it and know its purpose, All right. And I want you to visualize those clients or those people or those loved ones, those out there that you're sharing your story with, that will bring brightness to them, that will bring a positiveness to their life, that will enlighten them. Okay. And it will cause them to be drawn to you for what you have to offer. It's just awesome, you all. I cannot tell you just the level of amazingness it is. This is someone who's owned 3 restaurants across the country, who has worked her 17-hour days, 7 days a week. Literally, I mean, almost dying from overworking, trying to prove myself. And it doesn't have to be that way. And that is why I'm so excited about this, because your purpose is what people are going to be drawn to. And it is so easy. It is so fun. And that's what this world wants. They want a life to be surrounded by people who are authentic and real. So as you all move forward this week, I miss you all. I miss your faces. All right. I miss those hugs this morning, but I just want you all to know that I'm super excited, and I'm super crazy excited about this next week. It's our final week. Week 5 is our final week. We're going to have a party right after that. All right. Woohoo. Any reason to party. And then I'm going to be going on to the next 6-week session, and we're going to be starting those night classes. So we already have a few people signed up for them. If you all want to intern in that class, feel free, because I know this was a lot of information. So if you all want to come a week here or there, stay the whole session, whatever you want to do, feel free. This is just a great platform to build on, and I'm sure you all would have a lot to share with the new students that come in. So if that's something that you're interested in and it works in your schedule, totally feel free to join me on that. All right, I love you all, and have a very, very safe and fabulous week. Mwah.